So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. We are doing an Arsenal transfer news daily. This is the show that keeps you up to date with every player that's been linked with the Arsenal transfer move in January, and we are going to be looking at 3 players today, including Garcia, Vinicius Jr, and an update on Christian Eriksen. And we're also going to be having a look at Houssem Aouar's latest will we go back in from January and how likely a deal is for him in January. But first of all, we are going to be starting off with the rumours surrounding Garcia. Now, for this report, we are going to have a look at the AFC Bell. Now, they are the ones who called the Thomas Partey deal, and we are going to be looking back on them because they do provide some quality information for Arsenal transfer sources. So we are going to be having a look at Garcia. Now, apparently, according to them, he is one of several options the club are considering to strengthen the defence. Arteta admires the player's reading of the game stages, his sense of perception and tactical posing. The club is beginning to sense the player's camp, hoping to be able to complete a free deal next summer or in this January for a small fee. Barcelona is a fierce competitor to Arsenal. Now, we're going to go into the Barcelona links and compare them with Arsenal, what the situation is around there. But Garcia was desperate to join Barcelona the past summer, but was frustrated by the Catalans club failure to reach an agreement with Manchester City. Sources close to the player said that Garcia will choose the option that guarantees him regular minutes of play that will guarantee him a call up with the national team in the next Euros. Now, this is actually quite interesting because Barcelona, they were heavily linked with Garcia in the previous transfer, and Ronald Koeman was looking at him to bring him in as a player, but they couldn't agree a fee, Manchester City and Barcelona. Now, Barcelona didn't want to pay a huge transfer fee because he is available for a free transfer in the summer. Now, we can't negotiate a pre-contract deal because obviously of his age. It's only 23 years and above you can negotiate a pre-contract deal. So for Arsenal to complete this, we'll have to put a deal in place which is not a pre-contract, it's kind of like a pre-contract, or we sign him for a transfer fee. Now, the transfer fee would be around £5 to £10 million. Again, it's not a lot of money, but Mikel Arteta really likes the player because obviously Arteta was at Manchester City and has worked with the player, so I think that would be a good pulling power if the manager was close to the player. Now, again, the managerial situation at Arsenal, will Arteta remain manager through the January transfer window? That's a very interesting thing as well, because if Arteta were to get sacked, the interest in Garcia would completely, I'm pretty sure, end, because the only reason he would consider a move to Arsenal is because of his relationship with Mikel Arteta, which is very key in this situation, and also his desire to play regular first team minutes. Now, Arsenal in this position already have someone like William Saliba, Skodran Mustafi, Rob Holding, Socrates, David Luiz. A lot of these players play in his position, so I think for Arsenal to complete a deal for Garcia in January for a transfer fee without waiting for the summer to sign him on a free, Arsenal would have to try and get some of these players out of the door, like Socrates, maybe Rob Holding, maybe Mustafi, some of these players, but it would be very interesting to see if we are able to do that with Mustafi and Socrates being in their last 6 months of their contracts. So Garcia is a player I haven't seen a lot of. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know a lot about this player. He's been a bit part player for Pep Guardiola for Manchester City. He looks like an alright centre-back, apparently his tactical reading and things like that Arteta likes, and obviously he has worked close with the player, so he would know that. But again, I can't say that for certain, and it's going to be very difficult if we want to complete this deal, because obviously if Barcelona want to guarantee him minutes, then we can't do much about that because Barcelona are the bigger club here. But again, it all remains to be seen if Arteta remains manager, and AFC Bell are saying if Arteta were to remain manager and we wanted him, we could get some of these centre-backs out the door, then Garcia is a real option for Arsenal. So that is the news that we have been linked with Garcia as one of the options to strengthen that right centre-back area as we look to send William Saliba out on loan. The next bit of news is on Vinicius Jr. Now, we are linked with a loan which has been considered by Arsenal in hope that the Real Madrid man can help revitalise the attack. The Brazilian is out of favour at Real Madrid reportedly, and could switch to Arsenal as Mikel Arteta is set to receive board backing, according to this report. And they have not followed up in their interest in Real playmaker Isco, who looks set to join Juventus on loan, and Arteta will again try to shift out players out the Emirates with Mesut Ozil, Socrates on the transfer list, and William Saliba available on loan. Arteta is odds-on favourite with the bookies to be the next Premier League boss sacked after his side's 4-1 Carabao Cup thrashing by Manchester City, but Arsenal reportedly want to give him more time and have already discussed their transfer plans with him. Back in November, Daily Star report revealed how Arteta made improving his defence his #1 all-round long-term priority, but a lack of goals has been the biggest problem during a nightmare run of 5 defeats in 8 games since then, and Arsenal are currently looking for help up front. They're going to try to sign Vinicius while Unai Emery was in charge and retain a good relationship with his agent. Still only 20 years old, the Brazilian forward can play anywhere across the front line and has 3 goals and 3 assists for Real this season, but whispers about his inconsistency mean Real Madrid have decided to listen for offers for him next month and are open to sending him out on loan. Vinicius has one cap for Brazil, cost Real £38.7 million in 2018, but he has not developed in the way they hoped. Arsenal also explored the possibility of taking Isco on loan next month, but it's understood he wants to join the Champions League team. The 28-year-old has been frozen out by Zinedine Zidane this season, starting only 3 times in La Liga, and is expected to join Juve. So obviously you had a little update on Isco there as well. That looks like it's not going to happen. He wants to join the Champions League team, and Juventus are top of that list. Now, going back on Vinicius Jr., he's a player who has not done well this season, and I'm not sure why we're linked to him, to be honest. We have a lot of players across that front line, and especially with Gabriel Martinelli coming back, I don't see a need why we need Vinicius Jr. I think we need creative midfielders. Whether Vinicius can play as a number 10, I don't know. Again, it's a strange one because Vinicius Jr. is a player with a lot of speed, a lot of technical ability, but he doesn't have much end product. You know, only 3 goals, 3 assists, kind of like a what you call a Rolex Iwobi. I'm not sure what you would call him. Quite an expensive Iwobi, even costs the same as Iwobi, as much as we send him to Everton. So again, Vinicius, he is a young player, and maybe the Premier League is a good fit for him. A loan deal, how much would it cost? How much wages would we be taking on? Agent fees, things like that. We do have a good relationship with Real Madrid. Obviously, the loan for Dani Ceballos, we did it 2 years in a row. But a deal for Vinicius, again, it wouldn't be the worst thing. Maybe it could help us up front in some ways. But again, we do have a lot of wingers at the moment, and he is basically a winger in my opinion, and there's no need for it. We have Saka, Martinelli, Willian, Nelson, even you could stick Balogun there, even Nketiah, even Aubameyang. So I just don't think there's a need in signing another winger. That's the least what we need. Pepe as well, almost forgot about him. And yeah, we need midfielders, and we'll go on to that in a bit, obviously with Houssem Aouar. But yeah, I just don't think there's a need. For Vinicius Jr. But leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would you take Vinicius Jr. at Arsenal? Next bit of news is on Christian Eriksen. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, Inter CEO Morata told Sky Sports, "Yes, I can confirm that Christian Eriksen is on the transfer list. He's gonna leave in January. He's not functional to our plans, and he had difficulty here at Inter. I think it's right that Christian goes away to find more space." Now, this is huge breaking news coming out from Inter Milan, as Christian Eriksen will leave in January. Now, to which club? I'm not actually sure what other clubs want Christian Eriksen. I'm actually quite surprised because he was so good in the Premier League. I've said this many times in my last video, how we could potentially line up with Christian Eriksen and some other signings like Aouar possibly, who we will go on to. But again, he was so good in the Premier League for Tottenham Hotspur. I'm very surprised any other team than Arsenal aren't coming in for him. But again, some reports are also suggesting Arsenal have rejected him. Fabrizio Romano was questioned on this. Obviously, he is probably the most reliable out there in the world, and he suggested that, you know, there hasn't been any direct contact yet, but Sky Sports reporting that the Xhaka Eriksen swap deal is very much on. Good contacts have been made, so there are variable sources on this, and I think we can only find out in the next few weeks when the January transfer window opens what's going to happen with this one. I can't say no more on this deal, and we'll just have to see how this one plays out. So yeah, we are linked to Christian Eriksen. He has been put on the transfer list via the Inter CEO. Will he leave in January, and will he come to Arsenal? Leave all these thoughts in the comment section down below. Next bit of news is the one you've all been waiting for, and is the one I think we'll be talking all January about. Is it going to be a January? Get it? Nope. Yeah, I'll just stop. But it's Houssem Aouar, and we did put an update on this in our community post a few weeks ago, a week ago, a few days ago. I can't even remember anymore, but we did put an update on this, and nothing's really changed since then. So I'll basically be reading it out, trying to explain what's the situation right now, the state of play is with Houssem Aouar. So it is understood that Arsenal are still in contact with Houssem Aouar camp. The club has sent clear signals to the player and his family that Arteta intends to make Aouar the core of the team. The club sees Houssem characteristics as a key to more effective offensive tactic. The player's grandfather from his mother's side is part of the player's camp decision-making trinity, and he is one of those who welcomed Arsenal's interest last summer. Houssem Aouar's agent urges him to transfer to a club participating in the Champions League, or at very least a European competition. Arsenal were the favourite team to sign him last summer, but a deal could not go through in the end because of various things, including the fact that, you know, we kind of screwed up in the end, to be honest, with the Houssem Aouar deal. You know, In the first weeks of August, we had a clear chance to sign him before, apparently Houssem Aouar had a kind of change of mind. Essentially, we bottled the deal, and we did cover it in our summer transfer dailies all through the summer. We talked about him so many times, and I think with the Houssem Aouar deal, it's one I think we'll be talking a lot in January about, and hope is not lost. I think there is a possibility this deal can happen. Now, with the price range, it's a very interesting one because I think PSG hold a key interest in him now. Big ifs, because Thomas Tuchel has been sacked as PSG manager. So do they still want him? That's a big question. Will Mauricio Pochettino, who is going to be the new manager of Paris Saint-Germain, will want Houssem Aouar? Because apparently PSG do want him, and all he said to Aouar is just wait 6 months and we'll sign you next summer. So, and there is also interest from Juventus as well as Real Madrid. So will Houssem Aouar want to wait 6 months for PSG Champions League club, Real Madrid Champions League club, Juventus Champions League club, or sign for Arsenal in January, who are sitting 15th, could be 17th on Boxing Day if we do lose to Chelsea and other teams win? Does he want to come to us, or will he wait 6 months to go to that team? It's a very interesting situation if we can convince him. As we said, his grandfather from his mother's side, he can't, I think he's an Arsenal fan, let's be real here, and he is entertaining the interest from Arsenal, so he will be a key factor in whether Houssem Aouar wants to come to Arsenal. The fact that he had doubts coming late into August whether he wanted to sign for Arsenal is a big if as well going into this January window, whether we can convince him to sign for us, and I think only time will tell, to be honest, so I can't tell you any more now. Just quickly as well with Emi Buendia, now we have been linked with him as well. Again, I've got no information for you guys whether we will go after him. Farke said, the Daniel Farke, the Norwich manager, he did come out and say that for now he's our player, whatever happens in January, basically along those lines. I'm not sure anything about Emi Buendia at the moment. If there is any concrete interest from Arsenal, I will let you know on this channel, but again, at the moment there is nothing concrete with Emi Buendia. So that is it for today's Arsenal Transfer News Daily. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and as always, continue to support this Arsenal Transfer News Daily. We'll be covering it all the way through January, and hopefully we can get some players over the line. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.